Hello, hey Rivian, how are you? Alright, feeling a little better today. I'm gonna pop open my Fairlife high protein chocolate milk. This stuff is so good. I don't even taste the protein in it. It just tastes like really, really good chocolate milkshake. Alright. We are gonna continue. I did some stuff in my sickened fever last night. I'm not feeling up to streaming, but I still worked on quite a bit. So we're in the ViesCraft mod of mine, and I actually whipped together a pretty solid. Hold on, gotta find my window here. A pretty solid Viz system. So I decided to go with a chunk-based system. I decided to break up the grid. So what I do is I take your world seed and I run it through a noise generator, and I create batches, 3x3 areas, and I assign that area, those chunks, a certain cap for the V level. And every 5 seconds, I have it to where it actually will generate the, as you can see here, it generates V, and also it will, like when you save, it, it actually will, like, save. Like, every 5 seconds, it, like, saves it to the chunk layer. And funny thing is, like, towards the end of the night, I was thinking, what if I want to go with a node-based system and all of this is useless? I already put in stuff in here as well to have it to where if you have any blocks in the chunk area as well, if you're holding an item, those are modifiers that the system will take in as well, so you could actively raise your V cap. Flux level, so everything wants to generate to its homeostasis, right? So this homeostasis is the V level needs to be the cap. If it's not the cap, it will slowly regenerate over time. Flux will always want to go down to 0. So if there's anything in flux, every 5 seconds, it will start to dissipate. So I kind of threw this system together last night, and I started to create a basic, here, let me throw this over here. And I also started to create a basic heads-up display. Right now it doesn't do anything because I need to finish the client side of my Aura system. That way I can send packets that can update the heads-up display, and then I'm gonna lock it behind the wand for now, right? So when you have the wand, I will eventually have a little pop-up here that tells you what the Viz level is in the chunk that you're in. What is this? Are you multi-threading? What are you working on now? I'm working on the ViesCraft version of the mod. That's what I'm working on right now. So I was just creating, I was just showing what I created for my V system. My Viz. I'm not sure how you say it. Viz. Let me check Latin here. Oh, VIS. Latin. Let's see.
Vies.
Vies. Vies. So that's how you say it, huh? I don't know. I don't know if I like that. The Vies system. But yeah. These right here are caps that I decided to throw in as well. For now, It actually generated way more caps than it should. Let me fix that right now before we go any further. Wand cap. It's because it's taking from the aspects. There. I'm figuring out. So I think copper, silver, and gold are gonna be like the initial caps. I decided to just friggin' roll with it. I'm using the name Thaumium because I like that name a lot. So you'll have Thaumium, and then whatever the final metal is going to be. I kind of retired Catalium. I'm thinking like Eclipsis for like the final one. Eclipsis. We'll just throw that in there. But you'll be able to use like a standard wood, right? That's going to be like your tier 1 base. Your tier 2 base is going to be Whisperwood, and the tier 3 is going to be Rundramir. And then, of course, you'll be able to put the different caps on and, you know, get different types of wands that will... And I have it to where I can put in a whole system where there could be discounts for the Viz use, just like in ViesCraft. That's not going to be too hard to accomplish. So this is kind of where we are. I got a basic texture for Thaumium and for Eclipsis. I still got some stuff to do here, like for Eclipsis and for Thaumium. I need to finish the textures. It's sad. Catalium, I actually have that one mapped out the most. Oh, I thought I did. Hold on. Oh wait, Thaumium. There we go. Okay, so it would be... Yeah, there it is. So I already have like the block version, the riveted version. You know, I got all the basics, I would say. But I'm retiring this. So that's fun. I figured, you know what? I'm gonna roll with it that you need to have at least copper to really start doing anything with this mod. And I was thinking of it, I'm like, well, ViesCraft has it to where you basically have to have iron. Like, iron's easy, but I'm like, copper, yeah, you need at least to have copper to make the copper caps. If you get lucky and you get some silver, or you get really lucky and you do some panning and you get gold, you could use the gold cap. But you're gonna need copper for some stuff. So I decided to do that instead of making 3 metals. Alright, what should I work on here? What should I work on? I should probably add the info. Oh man, I gotta do all the localization for my debug block for this mod. I need to add a section that shows you the Viz level in this chunk as well, like wherever it is. I got a lot to do, but that's the fun of a new mod. I get to just throw myself into it. I have another update for the magic mod coming soon. I'm just waiting to see if anyone else throws anything my way. Any other quick suggestions that I could just kind of knock out. Let's reload. Oh man. Oh, I gotta get the new stable version of this game. I guess we're not out of 1.21 yet. Still on 1.21.4. Oh, and I still have the old Orichalcum. Interesting. Do some cleanup here. I believe this is the new version. Let's see, Eclipsis. Metal plate, metal bit, nails and strips, ingot, sheet. I want the one with metal block. Metal bit, metal plate. Okay, this one has metal block there. Yeah, this one does not. Alright, so I think Italium is the one that I should kind of copy everything over to. We're gonna stop the game. Gonna get rid of Thaumium. I'm gonna put Thaumium in here. Such a good name. Like, it just like rolls off the tongue. I was gonna put like Thaumirum, and I'm like, I hate it. I hate that. There we go. We'll get all that, and then Eclipsis. I could just delete that out, do a copy and paste. We'll put in Eclipsis. Eclipsis. I may end up changing that one, but it's at least better than the other names I had. We'll take Italium again. Save that. So everything should be set with Thaumium. I do need images, textures. I shouldn't have any need for anything that is tarnished right now. So let's delete that out. There's not going to be tarnished versions of these. Time is it? 4:20? All right. This is some good chocolate milk. Alright, that's gonna remove the corroded version. I should save the Catalium here. What we're gonna do is I'm going to open File Explorer. Everything that is Catalium, I'm going to pull out. Duplicate this tab. I'm going to put it in... I think I'm going to have to make a new thing here where it's like an unused section. You can't see it here, but in my GitHub I'm making a new folder. I'll just call it Unused Assets. New folder, I guess you got it. New folder, this is going, so unused assets, and then I'm gonna put, textures. Basically gonna cut this out. Let's make another subfolder. And get... Go back out, go to sheet. So basically it's like everything in here. New folder, sheet. I think that's looking good. And then sheet plain. You know what? I'm just gonna copy sheet plain. We'll put it right in here. Oh man, sinuses still all infested. My fingertips are cold, so it's nice to just kind of put my hands in my face and just like equalize the temperatures of the two. Oh, I got you! Yay! To have a little time hanging out. Yeah, I've been a little sick. Hey, thanks for the resub. You're one. Nice. 17 months. Awesome. So, I'm working on that Thaumcraft mod. That Thaumcraft version. To just kinda unwind a little bit. Hey, Deegan. Sorry you're feeling bad. Ah, it's alright. I still went for my run today. Oh man, I'm tired, but it's not bad. It could always be worse. Oh snap, new stuffs can always be fun. Yeah, it is. Me snuggles on the couch right now. I wish. Actually, it's gonna be silly to say this, but I am cold right now, and normally when I get sick, my body temperature just plummets. Like, I actually need a coat like normal people when it's cold. And I have this fan that's like on across the room that's blowing on me. Normally, it's enough to keep me satisfied. I am really cold, but I don't want to get up to turn it off, so I'm just... I'm kind of stuck. I just look over at it and I'm like, come on, you prick, I'm sick here. The hell are you doing? Blowing on me like this. Alright, so if this is my thaumium, for now, I'm not going to make anything special. I believe it's just 1 through 5, and then this would have been 1 through. Okay, yeah, that's the unused asset. Alright, so I'm gonna be a little sneaky here. I'm just gonna paste this in, paste that in. We're gonna come back to here, because I realized it's gonna screw things up in here if I don't do this. And I'll just change the names. I'll have to go back and actually make decent textures, but for now, they're usable. Kind of feeling after this, I want to get my packet set up, so when you hold a wand, the heads-up display comes up to tell you what your viz level is and the chunks you're in. Kind of want to do that, but at the same time, I don't know. Hey, that's and actually, I'm gonna paste these back in. Go. Show the hidden ones. I'm gonna bring these into the project. And this will be Eclipsis. And I really have to decide if that's gonna be my version of Void Metal or not. Because the longer I procrastinate, the more tangled up that name's going to get in things. It was like my my tier 3 tree. At first it was called Hollowmere. And then I'm like, wait, Rundramere. Right? Because of the runes, I could maybe do something with the leaves, maybe. But it was, beast. Oh, and I forgot, there is Orichalcum still here. We'll delete that. That's why Orichalcum was still in. Anything else that I'm missing here? Alright, looks like that built correctly. That looks good. All of that's probably fine. That's fine. And then there's nothing else besides that. Okay, I can hide everything. Alright, let's hop in. I've got family, so I haven't been able to hang out. Oh, I see. You got family, like, visiting? Same, I'm usually like a heat furnace, but when I'm sick, the body just shuts down. Yeah, like my fingertips are cold. I'm putting them on like my neck and my forehead because those are hot. Normally, I am a furnace. I am a furnace. I just generate the heat. Do I want to do... I'm not going to do that. I'll do that later. Do that update later. Come on, I thought we were out of the 1.21. He's already working on 1.22. Wait, couldn't you utilize heat maps so that instead of being chunk by chunk, it's more like stability, temperature, and everything else? I don't know. I don't know. And you don't... See, the problem with that, Deegan, is you don't want variations that extreme. right? You don't want that, because if I do end up making a system where, you know, you come over to this spot and it's super low V, and you try to cast a spell and it doesn't work, but this spot over here will work because that's higher. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want stuff like that. It should be like a spread out area around you, right? Because that'd be kind of weird. You'll be running through here and you would see, like, in the heads up display, like the V per, it wouldn't be per chunk at that point, it'd be like, you know, even more granular. For now, it has nothing to do with the stability system. Nothing at all. And as you can see, I generated some new chunks there. So the V is actually accumulating. So if I come down to here, right, we'll let it tick for a little bit. Every 5 seconds, again, it wants to go into homeostasis. So if there's any flux, it's going to drain the flux out. If there is any oh, and I walked away, so those chunks aren't in range anymore. Was it over here? I'm not sure. We'll know if it starts ticking. Fly over here. Okay, generated some new region. Perfect. So these chunks are within range. So 15992, 16001. We'll let it tick for just a little bit here. I'm going to reload the world. Okay, perfect. Should be at 107. Oh, man. $15,992. No, that wasn't the right one. All the rest have maxed out. Alright, so that's fine. Then we'll just look at that one chunk then. True, large variation is really bad, but the stability system doesn't have those huge differences. The stability system is also not, like, good for stuff. So yeah, it's at 89 now. And 94. I'm gonna reload again, so it should start at 94. Yeah, but that system, it's a half-baked system, too. Like, and I had to think about it. Like, I could have stability kind of be an after effect of things, but it can't be the real thing. Like, I don't want to have to rebuild the whole temporal stability system to work with this. Right? At this point, I'm building my own system for it. Yeah, and it's at 96 now. So that chunk is indeed working. Although I feel like it's a little too aggressive now. Right, 101. 106. We're going to reload again, so it should be 106. Again, this is me trying to make sure that the information is indeed being saved to the world properly. Yep, there it is, 109, because it was at 106. That's the next tick, and then 112. So that aura has regenerated on its own. And I think I'm doing, I think I'm being too aggressive with it, because every 5 seconds it is replenishing 5. And I kind of don't want that. So Did I not change this? I guess not. Change thaumium, right? Alright. I'm gonna have to look up the thaumaturgy stuff, curious what all this is about. It's pretty cool. It takes magic in a different direction, right? So instead of like how Ars Magica or like My Magic mod, it has player mana, and then you're pulling from your player mana for everything, and your player mana slowly increases and whatnot. This ViesCraft is really about, like, it's about researching, and you know, like researching, you know, like kind of technology that is magic. So there's this viz that's just active in the world. There are different aspects that you can scan things and gain aspects and knowledge in certain things. So like, you know, a torch could have, you know, ignis for fire or whatever the fire is. For me, it's ignis. I'm using all Latin words, right? And then maybe because it's also a wooden torch, like it could have, you know, whatever the plant version, you know, aspect is going to be. And basically, there are different versions of Thaumcraft that kind of work differently. The version that I'm going to target is your stuff, your viz energy, is going to be saved on, like, your wand. You will charge your wand from the ambient viz in nature, right? So you would want to find an area with higher viz than lower viz. Yeah, like Ignis, Arbor, Lux, Light. Yeah, exactly. So it would have stuff like that. Oh, I'm not asking for you to rebuild the stability system. I'm wondering if you could more or less copy a segment, adjust as needed, and insert it. Not really. I mean, I already have a system up and running for it. Like that, what you're seeing there is chunks render. It's stabilizing the viz. And that's not going to happen. And when the final version of this, when you render a new chunk, it's just going to automatically be at whatever the cap viz is for that chunk. But Vexus, it's pretty cool because you could have, like, say you got your wand, and then your wand has a bunch of ignis on it, right? A bunch of ignis element, and you got, like, you know, 6 or 7 elements on the wand, right? And then you put on a cap to change it to, you know, like fire, you know, fire blast or whatever. And then you channel it. It's not using your mana, it's using the stored viz on that particular wand for that cap. Which I think is a better system because I didn't realize when I made the magic mod, like I had asked Tyrone, like, hey, how many watched attributes can players have? I was told unlimited. That's true if you never use them. You know, all mods have to share, like if 10 attributes are marked dirty, it forces all attributes to overwrite, which is some of the rubber banding that people see in the magic mod. Because my magic mod uses like maybe 3 to 4, which is enough to put people over with the other 60-something plus mods that they're using. So something like this would separate that system out, so it's not really you that holds the power, it's through your research you created this apparatus that can pull the magic and then deploy it. And I'm also going to put in a spell creation system. So I already have some of the enums started for it. So you'll have modifiers, right? So your first part of the spell you'll pick is your like mode of transport, right? So you'll have like self, touch, cloud, which is AoE, trap, projectile, bolt, beam, things like that, right? And then you'll pair it with, you know, part 2, which is like what the spell does, right? So it could be like if you have fire aspect, it's going to deal fire damage. Part 3 modifier, you know, could set things on fire for a duration, right? Ice damage, electrical damage, healing, revival, breaking things like destroying blocks, exchanging things. So like you could swap out like, you know, a wall, or, you know, if you do like AoE, you know, projectile, or, you know what I mean? Like, you'll be able to hit a wall and, like, replace it, dirt wall, with, like, stone or whatever block you have. You know, rift for, like, blinking. So that's like, what the spell does. And then you would have your part 3, which is your modifiers, which will increase the potency of that focus, right? That cap. Or extend the range of the effect, or, you know, the duration if it's a buff, or more like 190 plus mods. Yeah, that some people use. Yeah, people sometimes, like, people have a whole list, and I'm like, you sure you should be running this? You know, like, are you sure? Oh, my server's good. And then they'll give me the specs. I'm like, dude, you got 6 gigs of RAM And it's not even 6 gigs because you're using a provider that gives you on-demand up to, you know, the 6 gigs. That's why your server was so cheap. You know, it's not even dedicated. And you wonder why, you know, chunks aren't loading and stuff when you're running through an area you haven't been in after it after it unloaded those chunks. Because you ran out of RAM. Oh, man. But yeah, so I decided to do this new version of the mod because I like the research aspect of it. I like the ambient magic in the air aspect, and I like the fact that I can create, I can have you create the spells that you want. You know, so you could choose to have a fire spell and then increase the complexity and increase the damage by modifying the power, or you can have it scatter, or, you know what I mean? And I can't do that in the current Magic mod, right? Things are already set in stone. Your players have mana, you know what I mean? Like, all that stuff's kind of baked in. You know, like, the Grimoire system isn't gonna change. It's a good system, but I have like 267 spells. But they're all static, right? Like, a spell's only gonna do what the spell is, right? Like, if I can't really create a new spell system without gutting the mod anyways. And I want a modular spell system. I want you to, like, feel like you are crafting. Yeah, Thaumcraft is great. Was the first mod I ever played on Minecraft back when we had to manually change the item IDs on mods to not conflict. I remember that. I totally remember that. Oh, Pooh, I was kind of wondering because I was thinking of a mod expansion for Thaumcraft. What was the mod expansion? Oh, man. Alright. And that's Rundramir. That's how the tree's gonna look. I think I need to redo... Here, before I do anything else, let me... I need to go into here. No, actually, that's the client. I need my server on system. Let's go to update. Would be here. All tick into here. Update. This should be 0.1. And I'll put a 0.05 for the flux. That way, it will want, all chunks will want to regenerate Viz at about at 1 point every 5 seconds that you could then modify with blocks in that chunk. And then the flux rate will be half that to dissipate any flux from mistakes. Let's reload that. Man, I thank God we don't have to do anything with like item IDs for like conflicts. that shit used to be annoying. Let's take a look here. So 65, 22, 65, 7. So that right there is basically at 50% then. See, now it's at 66, 67, but it was only 50%. Oh no, my tree! I broke it! So it sounds like you'll be making a combined version of early Thaumcraft, more reliant on ambient viz and R's ability for fully customizable spells. Yeah, I guess that'd be pretty good. Although, Thaumcraft 6 with that caster's gauntlet, that's kind of what I'm looking towards, right? You take but that was the same kind of crafting as like Ars Magica, right? You have like your mode of transportation, what the spell does, and then you can add like modifiers onto it. But I gotta see what that system looks like. The Viz system was the first thing I had to do. You know, obviously, right? So if I increase this, right? If 1 is 5 and this is... then something like 2, 5... no, it would actually be 2, 0. Right? Am I thinking right with my math? Let's reload. Oh, my poor tree. I was so proud of it. Alright, so let's take a look here. Once I get the packet set up, it's going to be easier to track Viz levels for the chunk that I'm in. There we go. So we are at that guy right there. 16,009, 5, 9. Alright, let's let it tick. So 64.5, 68.4. That one's a lot closer to... see, every tick increasing by 1. So it's every about 5 seconds. Does that. See, the other side of this is I have to make sure that, and this is why I wanted to do this first. Once I get the heads-up display working, I need to build this and then put it on a server to make sure that this damn game can even run something like this without crapping itself. Right? And it's not, and I gotta say that better. It's not the making sure the game can run it. I'm positive that the game will run it. I just need to make sure the way I am doing things is not overburdening the game. I don't think it is, because right now I do checks for you know, chunks that need to be rebalanced. Anything that's already balanced at 100% isn't going to take any calls. It's not going to mark anything dirty, do any kind of refreshing. So it skips a lot of that crap. So really, it's just going to be like marking a, you know, just doing a quick update on a chunk and then storing that information. It's every 5 seconds it does that. If I need to push that off, I can. So sounds like, oh, the idea was to essentially find a way to link ambient viz with the player's stability minorly, so that if you are in a really bad area of viz, there's some kind of visual hint about it, like a random warp in what you're seeing. Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing, right? Like, it could be stability. I'm not holding myself to stability, temporal stability, and I'll say it because of this. Temporal stability seems to be like kind of in the hot seat for people. And what I mean by that is I have gotten a lot of feedback with people bitching and complaining about, oh, my temporal stability's going down, or, you know, like with the magic mod. And I will say I do rely on it a lot, but I just don't want to deal with that. Like, I get enough flack with the magic mod with stability. So I can't say I'm gonna do it for sure or not. I have to see what this idea kind of forms into. You know, let me make sure that the system that I just made here is something that actually works. You know what I mean? Like, the server sees it, like the client can, you know, through my packets, the clients can get the updated information. And then I can start maybe converting it from just regular Viz, you know, for Flux, maybe I could have something. And see, that's the thing. It doesn't have to tie into temporal stability itself. Like, maybe if there's an area with, like, higher flux, you know, or certain percentages of flux, maybe you'll start to see different things. You know, it doesn't have to necessarily be, like, you know, the rust. But I still have to think how it's going to morph together. I'm not sure. I mean, Viz could absolutely be part of the Rust world, you know, and the whole thing, and, you know, maybe I could hit you with some temporal stability debuffs here and there. I just gotta play with it a little bit. Hello, my new phone gives me notifications on time it appears. I was making lunch, but it shows that you went live around 1:10. Oh, PSD. I was gonna say 1:10. 1:10. That's what she said. Thank you, Maxis. I think I'm getting sushi tonight for dinner. Figured I'd just throw that out there. And I can also do things like maybe if there's Runedramere or Whisperwood in a certain chunk, maybe that chunk can have a higher capacity as well. So what I just made is the first layer of the Viz system. And I can have it to where if it sees, you know, certain chunks like this, then instead of and that's through a random noise, right? Like the current mapping's random noise based on your world seed. So if you happen to find a place where it's like higher, you know, higher Viz caps, you could maybe plant like a Runedramere tree, and then just by the fact that the tree's alive in there, it will increase the cap, you know, of that chunk. You know, so instead of being like 120, maybe because it sees like a hardy tree in it, it could maybe double its capacity. You know, things like that. Or maybe you could distill things down to get certain augmenting blocks to put down, and then have it to where it, you know, again, increases, you know, that capacity for the chunk that it's in. What if you are a Seraph that is trying to fix the rust, but end up creating Viz, and Viz is fixing the rust, but then itself is taking over? I don't know, that sounds like a good mod, Willowness. That is some good chocolate milk. These things are addictive. Do I make you think of sushi? No. I just remembered. You do not make me think of sushi. That'd be a weird thing. Like, you know, my friend Vexus, every time I talk to them, I want sushi. I just naturally want sushi. I haven't had it in weeks. It's been a while. I need more of your mod tutorial so I can start making mods. Just stick around here. I do a lot of this stuff live. Do a lot of it live. Like for instance, Thaumium, Nails and Strips. Let's pull up Thaumium. Yeah, see, I need to change some of the textures here. But I don't think I'm gonna work on that yet. Oh, that's right, I made the Thaumium cap, so that means Eclipses. Yeah, I got an Eclipses cap, too. I gotta do the localization on Eclipses. Alright, let me start banging out some of this low-hanging fruit. The Viz is pretty good. Dang, there's some stuff here with a cap of 144. Actually pretty good. I should probably try to add something as well for maybe you place something down and it actually, because I think currently I have programmed in to change the Viz level and the flux. The idea being that maybe when the flux is like, if you fail at something, it generates like a physical flux that will increase the flux rate per tick. And you gotta kind of take care of it before bad things happen. Or I could just have it as, like, air pollution. I don't know yet, but I have it to where it could go both ways for the flux. But I don't think I have any hook-ins for the cap right now. If I move this out of my way... I have a debug block that I've been running things through, so let me pull up my debug block. Right, so I have something here for modify viz. What I could probably do... Let's pop something here, modify viz cap. And then I could do like a new viz cap. Cap. This will be viz cap. I don't think I need to clamp this down. I don't think I need to because, I mean, basically this would be it. I don't think the clamp is necessary. Although maybe I should, just in case I screw something up and make you have like a nut. That could probably be good. I mean, this doesn't tap. Perfect. And then let's go into this. We'll invoke ViesCap this time. I'm gonna have to save and quit because I just created a new method. And let's go ahead and make a new variable. So ViesCap boost amount. Let's give it 200. You place my debug block down, it will increase the cap to 200. Oh, ViesCap. It's been interesting learning about chunks. I've learned a lot about chunks doing this little thought experiment. I'll get it eventually. Wonder if they ever fix the lighting. Ooh. Kind of wonder. Alright, so I'm going to let this tick through. And once everything is capped off, it will stop ticking. Actually, I could probably just go over here. Get out of range. There we go. Stand right here. So there's one chunk that apparently is still ticking up. That's fine. That's fine. I can use this as a controlled experiment for this. You guys, it's like I'm already a Thaumcraft mage. I'm the first Thaumcraft mage coming up with all this crap. Let's research and experiment. So if I place this down like here, I should see 2 ticking now. Yeah. And this is rapidly ticking. I don't think this is doing what Let's... I mean, technically in VS you are, yeah, right? I'm a monstrosity. Looks like that was ticking every second. Yes, it is. That's actually what this tick handler does. Block. It ticks every second. And as you could see, it was spreading out the increases too. So each second, it was raising 0.02, which is what the value is overall anyways for the generation rate. It's just, I'm giving you print statements, you know, in between each of the 5-second big tick statement. But I don't like the fact that it is keeping the cap where it is here. It should have been a lot higher than that. So something isn't quite right. See, every 1 second, this is the tick listener. And then this is the on-viz check, which is its own tick listener as well. I guess I don't need that tick listener. I don't think I need that. Which means down here, I could just copy these. Paste them in here. And this is the cap boost. Modify viz. This is the viz. I'm marking it 30. Oh, you know what? I'm actually forgetting an important part of this. Let's go... Let me save this. Let me go into... I have way too many windows open. Let's start in here. Right, so I'm serializing the viz cap here from region. That's from region, right? And this is the passive stuff. I gotta find the section I added. Actually, I think it's right down here at the bottom. Okay, so I have something basic in to where a player can influence the aura. I have it to where if you hold just something like a basic wand, it can modify the viz tick rates. And then more importantly, I have something here where it can scan the region and see like, hey, does this block exist, right? And if this block exists, then, you know, it can... God, I'm having a brain fart. I hate being sick. But it can modify things like the viz rate. There is no viz crystal block yet, but I'll just get my debug block. We'll just add the debug block to it. And instead of modifying the viz, we'll modify the viz cap. Guess I could do it like that. And then that means that this whole section I don't need. So I could just put it back to viz boost. Viz boost amount. Gonna be 1. Perfect. Alright, and let's go back into here. Where's my debug? There it is. Oh, I called it Z debug. Oh, that's too bad. There we go. Z debug, modify viz cap. Let's put in 200. we should have maxed out. Yep, there it is. So that one chunk that was who knows where, that is fine now. So let's move this over, place this down, and wait. Hey, look at that. Okay. We got one tick, but it did not... it did not change the cap. I'm actually going to get rid of this whole clamp here. Because it wants to increase. It's just not. God, this thing's like... Because it should be boosting up 200, but it isn't. Unless, let me look at all the places for ViesCraft. That's why, well, no, actually, that's fine. It should be modifying this value. That's modifying the viz itself. Generate ViesCraft. Then let's go into the server region here. So this is the statement that it's pushing out. So getting mod data, storing mod data. There's the ViesCraft, so I'm storing it correctly. Let me make sure that it's actually getting in. I think it is. Yeah, this should be working. Weird. If I break this, then those print statements will stop. Yeah, so it sees it. It sees it. But it is not increasing that cap. How much time do I have? Oh, crap, I'm 6 minutes over. Alright. Well, I'll have to deal with this. Have to deal with this, and then take some medicine and work on it again tonight. Let's find someone to raid. And it is hard to think clearly right now. But this isn't too bad though for a sick guy, huh? Not too bad, not too shabby. Yeah, take some Mucinex. Oh wait, crap. When's the last time I took it? Did I? I don't know. Hey, we got Mischief on. You know what? He's not playing Vintage Story, but his guides have been helping me. His Thaumcraft guides have been helping me. Mischief. Copy. We'll raid him. Raid. Hopefully I can watch you streaming tonight, or we can hang out a little bit when you're open. Yeah. Yeah, I went to bed early the past couple of nights. I'm not going to bed early tonight. Alright, let's pop the raid on. Oh, I could see my webcam still not working. You guys just quit. Alright, everyone. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the stream. You got a sneak peek of my Viz system. My chunk-based Viz system. Actually, it's the Aura system because it holds not only Viz information that's invisible to you, but it also holds the Flux information as well. a really big foundation, like fundamental piece to this mod. I will figure out increasing the caps based on the blocks that you put down. I'm probably doing something that like later tonight I'll get back on. I'll be like, oh, 5 minutes, it's fixed. That's normally how this goes. But yeah, after this, I got to create the server to client packet system to update the clients for the chunk that they're in. And then I need to push that to the heads up display that I made that you can't see that's running right now. And then attach it to a wand item, which I then have to make. So when you hold the wand, it shows you information. It's coming together. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Adios. See you later. Bye.